I waited as long as I possibly could have. But my comic section being nonstop about Derrick Henry and should the Cincinnati Bengals sign him, not sign him, but trade for him is the real question, right? Guys do not know, Derrick Henry is the running back for the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, I mean, the man is one of the best running backs in the NFL. He's 29 years old now, which is kind of getting up on that, age of when running backs start falling off. But he has not lost a step. And other than, being out pretty much half of 2021 NFL season, the man has played a monster role last year and many years in the NFL. And he is a god-tier running back in all things being considered. He is one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL at the moment. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at him, the reason why he is being talked about is because he is going to be 29 years old in 2023 with owing a $10.5 million contract. He has a cap hit of $16.3 million. And Tennessee has not given him a new contract yet. There is no actual new contract worked out with him. So now the rumors are Tennessee is trying to get rid of him. The new GM that just entered Tennessee was actually the 49ers GM for a little bit of time. And if you guys know anything about the 49ers, they're used to having a kind of carousel of running backs. So because of that, there has been so much talk, so much chatter. He hasn't gotten a new contract yet. We're now 2 weeks into free agency. Still no contract has been worked out. So a lot of people are speculating, well, does that mean that they're going to trade Derrick Henry? And then you had players like Ian Rappaport come out and others who've said, we really think they're going to trade the guy. Especially because now he's 29 years old. They're going to try to move on, get as much capital as possible, because a lot of people are speculating that if he does get the second wave of contract, obviously if he gets, a contract from him being 29 all the way up to him being 2024, which right here you can see these are 2 voidable years, then he's going to most likely get a lot of people think he's going to fall off. That he's going to become a shell of what he is now. Where he's going to, right now, he's coming off a really good season, get the most trade value possible from him right now, instead of waiting, and then let's say when he's 30 or 31, he starts declining, and now you don't get as much value, right? So that's the whole reason why people are saying that he possibly could get traded, or the Bengals should trade for him, the Bengals should go after him. And if I'm being honest here, I'm not against the idea of the Bengals going after him. He is 29 years old, which again is kind of up there for running back. But with the correct value and the correct, trade, I wouldn't be against it. Keep in mind, though, if you do trade for Derrick Henry, you're going to have to give him a new contract. That's number one. Just like Austin Eckler, right? He's going to cost a lot less than Austin Eckler because Eckler is younger, but he's still going to cost a lot. If you trade for Derrick Henry, you're probably cutting Joe Mixon, right? You're most likely cutting Joe Mixon because Joe Mixon's $10 million salary cap hit is not going to be worked out well with, you bring in Henry at potentially $18 to $20 million. So it all depends on price tag. So this a million times, say it again, price tag is all that matters. Because let's say Derrick says, listen, I want to go to Cincinnati because I want to win a ring. I want to finally get a Super Bowl ring. I'm not going to get it in Tennessee. If you look down the list here, KC's probably not going to sign him. Philly's not going to sign him. Or trade for him, my bad. Not sign him, trade for him. So because of that, Cincy is really the best case. So if he's 29 years old, kind of in the latter part of his career, slowly going down, then maybe potentially he wants to sign a 2-year, 3-year deal with Cincinnati for a cheaper price after the trade happens, and then he can become a Bengal for 2 or 3 seasons and try to win a Super Bowl, right? And that's potentially also. So here's what a trade might look like for him, right? So if we go to the trade analysis here, my thing I would say, right, if I'm Cincinnati here, Tennessee needs offensive linemen. We already talked about before, potentially, them trading a second or a third, potentially for Jonah Williams. Well, honestly here, I'm going to say right now, you might not even need a second or a third when it comes to this potential, right? Because if you trade Jonah Williams, right, and let's say, let me go to Tennessee. That would be really helpful to me. Where are the Titans? There we are. If you trade Jonah Williams and you package him up with, let's say, for example, a 4th round pick, let's say a 3rd round pick. A 3rd round pick plus Jonah Williams for Derrick Henry. I'm not against that idea. That's not a bad trade. Again, you have to get Derrick a new contract, but you get rid of Jonah, right? So now, keep this in mind, right? You get rid of Jonah, you're saving $12.6 million on the cap, right? You're going to cut Joe Mixon. You're going to save $10 million there. That's $22 million saving right there, right? You trade Jonah. You get Derrick. Obviously, you're going to rework a contract with him. That's obvious. Depending on how much you want. If he is okay with taking, I don't know, 11, 12 a year, but because he's ring chasing, you pretty much are just swapping salaries with Jonah Williams. And who would you rather have, Jonah Williams or Derrick Henry? Right? So you swap salaries there. You give a 3rd round pick. Again, that might even be they could probably finesse it where it's like not even this year. It could be like 3rd round pick in 2 years from now. Plus Jonah Williams for Derrick. And I don't think that's a bad idea. And to the point of, Derrick Henry, no way he goes for a 3rd round pick. Jalen Ramsey went for a 3rd round pick. What's his name? Can't think of the guy's name right now. Brandon Cooks went for a 5th round pick. Derrick Henry is amazing, right? I love Derrick Henry. He's coming off an injury 2 years ago. He's coming off a phenomenal season, don't get me wrong. But Tennessee wants to get rid of him because he wants a new contract, and Tennessee's not going to give him a new contract. So, to the doubters that there's no way in heck they would ever do this trade, keep in mind that they want to get rid of the guy, right? You have a new GM comes in. He's from San Francisco. He's from a system that is really just, listen, we don't like to have just one back we're paying big money to. In San Francisco, a running back is a dime a dozen. So, it's very possible they go and do that deal. But anyway, though, let's say, hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say they give a 3rd round pick next year. All right, let's offer that trade. Accept the trade, okay. Not a bad deal. All right, so now you got Jonah Williams going, right? Obviously, right now, you do have, what's his name on the roster? You have Mixon on the roster. But with that being said now, you go into this draft, right? 1st round, you're taking Michael Mayer, right? You're taking an absolute star tight end. 2nd round, look at that. Buffalo. I hate you so much, Buffalo. I absolutely hate you. I was going to take Matthew Bergeron in the 2nd round here and absolutely take a god tier draft. And the 2nd round, almost 3rd round pick. I almost rather take, I know we talk about Blake Freeman. I think he's good. I almost like Cody Monch here. I almost like Cody Monch a tad bit better here, in my opinion, but I'm going to take Blake Freeman here. Because we talked about him before, and he does have a lot of good characteristics. All right, 3rd round, you're taking Tank. Right, so now you got Michael Mayer, your starting tight end, right? You got a starting right tackle now, right? And if you want Carmen to be a backup to, figure that situation out, you got Derrick Henry, you got Joe Mixon, and now you got Tank on the roster. All right, 4th round, I'm taking Ronnie Hickman. 5th round here, I'm taking Josh Wiley. 6th round here, I'm probably going safety. Probably going Owens. 7th round here, I'm taking... Ooh, I kind of do like... I was about to say, you know what? You're going to cut Joe Mixon, take Muhammad. You're going to cut Joe Mixon. Muhammad would be Joe Mixon's replacement. That's how I'm looking. Again, I do not believe right now Derrick's going to command that much of an asking price for a trade. I don't think he will. But what I think is that it's because of the fact he needs a new contract. So if you're Cincy here, you better start marketing yourself as that next Super Bowl team, because if you're going to get Derrick there, he's going to want to think that he's going to a Super Bowl roster, and he is. But at the same time, you have to really market yourself as that. Like, hey, listen, this is our plan, this is our goal, and this is what we're going to achieve, right? Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. See you guys next one.